Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Great 28 on Track by Track. For the entire month of February, I've been highlighting one great album per day. And here we are, February 28th, the last day of the month and the last day of the Great 28. Before we wrap up this list today, I just want to thank all of you for going along on this ride with me. I've really enjoyed revisiting some great music, a lot of which I haven't listened to in a while. And as I said back on day one, I've tried to pick albums that were maybe a bit underrated rather than going with the obvious classics. I wasn't necessarily picking the best album by any particular artist, but rather just focusing on great music that I think is worth your time. So today we find ourselves at the end of the journey and the final letter of the alphabet. Now I have to admit, I struggled with this one probably more than any other letter. That's in no small part due to the fact that there's such a limited number of choices for the letter Z. And there's a few rock artists that probably spring to most people's minds that I could have gone with. The problem was that I wasn't intimately familiar enough with the music of those artists that it would have been fair for me to include them on this list, which is, by design, very personal. If anything, it's a sign that there's a number of acts that I need to go spend more time with and get to know their music better. But time was a significant factor in my choice of this particular album. The fact that I have spent a lot of time over the past several years listening to the album Clarity by Zedd. Now, as you might expect, electronic music isn't necessarily one of the primary genres I listen to. That being said, I've found that it is often the perfect soundtrack for exercise. In my case, that's running. There's a number of albums on my iPhone that have become some of my go-to selections for running. I love it when I find a consistently up-tempo album that I really enjoy because that kind of musical motivation helps keep me moving. But I'm a music fan first. I'm not going to simply listen to any synthesized soundtrack that has a BPM of over 120. I'm still looking for good music. And that's why this 2012 album from Zedd is something I still return to on a regular basis. If you're not familiar with Zedd, he's an electronic musician and producer that's been part of the wave of acts that often feature a rotation of popular vocalists to accompany their dynamic, high-energy music. On this album, for example, we get vocals by Ellie Goulding, Paramore singer Hayley Williams, and One Republic frontman Ryan Tedder, and then there's several others. That kind of variety really helps keep things interesting throughout the album. There's plenty of cool twists and turns in the music itself, but mixing things up with the vocals adds to the energy. I have to say, though, that there's a surprising amount of really good songwriting going on here as well. Now, make no mistake, this is pop music we're talking about. There's nothing especially profound here, but as pop music goes, there's several tracks here that are really well done, some real earworms. Follow You Down, Stay the Night, Push Play, for example. And then there's the title track, the hit song Clarity, featuring vocals by UK singer Foxes. This song is better than it has any right to be on an album like this. I've heard it covered several times in completely different styles, which is a hallmark of quality songcraft. Now, I won't claim to be an expert on electronic music or dance music. In fact, I'm certainly not. There may be fans of EDM that might scoff at my praise for this album, and that's fine. I'm not saying that this is one of the best EDM albums ever recorded. I really wouldn't know. But I know what I like, and I like Clarity by Zedd a lot. Enough to grant it the final slot in the Great 28. But as I said, this is one of my go-to albums for exercise. I don't tend to play it when I'm just driving or relaxing. What music do you have that you find you only listen to in certain settings? Let me know in the comments section below. And with that, we come to the end of Great 28. Maybe I'll do it again next year, or maybe I'll pick a different theme. In the meantime, I'll be getting back to some new music reviews soon and many other surprises as the year rolls on. Once again, my name's Kyle and this is Track by Track. If you like this video and this series, be sure to click the like button. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to click subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.